Humility, self-awareness, perseverance. Any parent wishes for their children to have these traits. Humility, the world does not revolve around you. Self-awareness, but you can change the world. Perseverance, and to make that change, you must stay focused and never quit. These lessons in life were forged in me by my parents, but my real understanding and embrace of these strong character traits began as I journeyed through the martial arts. From an armchair, the casual observer wonders, why on earth do these fighting maniacs kick the crud out of each other in those cages? For those fighters, it's not about the fight. It's about the journey. To illustrate that point, I'm going to share a story with you today, but it's not my story. It's the story of Mike McGettigan, whose journey through the martial arts highlights the lesson and difficulty in growing your character when you're starting at the bottom. Now come with me as we walk up to the gym door. Do you hear that? It's the rhythmic bumping of the speed bag. Then a wall of musty, humid man sweat jumps my nose back as I step within 5 feet of the red gym door. Above the entrance looms the last of the 21 steps to an old-fashioned boxing gym that I call home. On a mundane night, 10 years ago, I remember a young Mike McGettigan showing a shred of humility for the first time. Mike approached me and asked, "Would you help me train for my next fight?" I flashed back to Mike's last 2 fights. 2 concussions, 2 trips to the hospital. I knew he hadn't trained properly for those fights, and I didn't expect much change from him when he asked me this question. Still, I agreed. We all have those moments in life that challenge us. Remember that we are social creatures willing to lend a hand. When Mike McGettigan asked for my help, he showed humility. He had learned life lesson number 1. Before I talk about life's second lesson, let's review Mike's history. Mike came to Philadelphia from Arizona, where he'd associated with a brotherhood of gang members known for their abuse of drugs, alcohol, and guns. He did not know the strong bonds of family that ground many in the character-forming lessons in life. Over the next several years, the Upper Darby Gym became his home, and his training partners became his family. On many nights, I saw dark red blood streaming down his face and heard the thud of his gloves as they landed on his training partners. Through the blood and sweat, Mike knew his one advantage that no one could take from him. He would work harder than his opponent every time. Everyone in this room possesses their own particular talents. Leveraging your gifts enables you to reach your potential, but first, you have to know yourself. Through his dedication, Mike McGettigan displayed his self-awareness of his strengths and maximized their effectiveness. He had learned life lesson number 2. Now flash forward with me to the end of Mike's fighting career. We're in Dover, Delaware at a small kickboxing gym. Do you smell that? It's the mixed meat medley as hot dogs are slowly rotated on metallic cylinders. The crowd bustles as fighters weigh in and are probed by the doctor. You can feel the energy. On this night, Mike will compete for a kickboxing championship. He's experienced multiple concussions, and this will be his final fight. Mike knows the risks, but his dream of a title pushes him forward one last time. Ding ding! Mike starts out the match in his typical fashion, losing the first round badly. The second round, too close to call. Going into the final round, I try to pump Mike up in the boxing ring corner. Mike, this is it. You've trained 10 years for these next 2 minutes. Take this fight to this guy and do not stop punching. Do you want to win? Do you want to win? Then go out there and show him who Mike McGettigan is. That language was cleaned up for your listening pleasure. In the third round, Mike wins his title in convincing fashion by knocking his opponent down to end a remarkable journey that started in the hospital. This win was reflective of his entire career in that he won fight after fight by coming from behind to win at the end. Your spirit may not be outwardly visible when you begin your own personal journey, The goal is to build a strong spirit that can persevere through anything life throws at you. With his tragic family history, his first 2 trips to the hospital, and his doctor's warnings, Mike McGettigan could have easily given up. But his will to win was too strong to be denied. He persevered. He had learned life lesson number 3. This was the story of Mike McGettigan, but it could easily be your story. Grow humble by reaching out for help when you need it. Become self-aware by knowing your strengths and maximizing their effectiveness. Build a strong spirit that can persevere through anything life throws at you. The famous boxer Rocky Marciano once said, "The fight is won or lost far away from the witnesses, behind the lines, in the gym, and out there on the road, long before I dance under those lights." Why would anyone take a risk by fighting in the ring? Why would anyone take a risk by growing humble, becoming self-aware, or building perseverance? The journey through the martial arts, behind the lines, in the gym, and out there on the road was Mike's journey. Your journey will take a different path. By embracing these lessons, your journey, like Mike's, will lead to a more fulfilling life. And so the risk is worth the better years you'll experience from now till your end.